So guys, the next move we're going to talk about goes hand in hand with the two options that we just talked about earlier, the Jedi and the Jedi to the truck. Now, very, very important, guys. This move, all of the moves in the whole DVD series, a lot of the half guard is action-reaction, okay? So I'm gonna have certain reactions for certain things that he does on top of me. The reason why I'm not gonna use the Jedi in this situation is because I wasn't able to control the pant grip. That doesn't mean that you can't do the Jedi at all, but it means that you have to be a lot more precise with it, because the speed of his back step, he can determine that now. When I'm able to put my hand on his pants, I can do a much better job of controlling the speed. If he comes really quick to the back step, I can pull him back a little bit, catch him floating in limbo, put my hook, and then we can do our two options from there. I really, really, really like this option. I do this a lot in training. It's a nice little option that guys don't see, because Gabriel, if I'm moving him from the bottom, he needs to be able to actively post. And a lot of times off an active post, boom, he puts his hand on the ground, that's when he's gonna backstep on me. So a lot of his weight is gonna be concentrated in his arm, okay? And if we can use that in our favor to sweep him, it turns out to be a nice little sweep. I think about this almost like a straight arm bar a lot of times. That's how I used to think about it a lot. But now I think a lot about more scooping the head and bringing his head down and scissoring my legs. You guys will see the move. It works really nice, and something new for you guys' game for sure. Okay, so when we're here, all these concepts are gonna stay true. I'm gonna 1, 2, come to the back of the pants here. I'm gonna, boom, bump Gabriel forward. So see how a lot of weight is in this arm? Now, what's gonna happen here a lot of times is he's gonna take this hand off the ground, because he's gonna start backstepping. As this leg starts to come back over my legs, here, the back step here, look, I'm gonna go 1, I need to keep his head down, okay? So let's do that again. When we're here, he starts to back step right away. What I'm gonna start trying to do is catch. Make an X with my two hands. Now look, this hand is gonna bring Gabriel's head to the floor. The other hand, I wanna keep it stretched. Now all I wanna do is I wanna do like a scissor motion with my legs, and I wanna try to like knee him in the ribs with my top leg. Here, I get my head to the floor, and I use my hand, and I push to fall back into our smash pass, okay? This is very similar to the reverse DDD half guard, where we talked a lot about sweeping into this position. It's great when you can knock your partner into a really advantageous position for you. From here, I'm not gonna be thinking 2-point move, I'm gonna be thinking 5-point move, or maybe even a 9-point move. Because here, 1, 2, very easy for me to use my hook, boom, pop over. I can talk about going to the mount from there too as another option. But it's much easier to pass a good guard player when you're landing 2 or 3 steps ahead, okay? So that's one of the reasons why these moves are so effective, is because you can place yourself in a good spot off of your sweep, okay? So again, let's talk about the mechanics of the sweep here. When I bump Gabriel forward, right away I can feel, look, as soon as his hand comes off the ground, he wants the back step. As he does, I catch. I bring him right to my knee. Now look, I've done a good job already of getting him off balance. I use these toes on the floor, and I knee him forward, and I'm gonna start trying to like bring both my knees to the floor, and I wanna do almost like a scissor motion. Here. And I bring my hand to the floor, I bring my hand to the floor, and I push back. I don't wanna be floating on top of Gabriel, okay? Now, like I said, there's a couple different options you can do. You can windshield wiper that leg out. Here, you can use this back hook, cut over top. You can even go to the mount here, guys, as well. So once we're in here, make sure you do want to go to the mount. Very important, head positioning and leg positioning. I can bring my head over to the other side. I cover his arm here. I put good pressure on my head. Now look, I stretch this leg out, and this bottom leg covers, okay? And now my knee comes all the way up, and I can get a nice tight mount. So I'll show one more time, guys, how we're gonna do this technique. Works really, really, really well. Biggest thing, similar to the Jedi, you wanna understand the mechanics of the move and then work on your timing, okay? So as I bump Gabriel forward, here, right away, I feel like he's gonna jump on me. A lot of times they're gonna wanna jump because I have this underhook. As soon as this leg starts to jump, catch. falling right into our pass here, I can either go crossface or I can go over, you know, and then I have all those options that we talked about. Bringing my hook in, boom, popping over, running back, and getting a nice tight pass with our sweep.